across you, aka midlife. I'm in midlife. I am on my way back from dropping off my cousin at the airport, and we were talking, and I realized that there were some people in my own family that I felt some type of way. I felt a negative feeling when speaking about them, and I had a level of unforgiveness towards them because of how can I say this? When my father passed, they didn't really call me. They sent a text message. They checked up on me through text, but they didn't call. And I didn't realize that I was holding on to that. And this, for me, the message that I'm kind of getting from that is I don't know when I hold on to unforgiveness. Sometimes I'm not aware that I'm holding on to unforgiveness. Don't even know when I'm even being triggered, or where I put a how can I say a sensor, an emotional sensor, around a certain topic, around a certain area in my life, and if someone walks through that, if someone says something in regards to that, I may react, and I may react negatively. And so for me, as I was continuing to speak to my cousin, I said, one, I need to speak to God about forgiveness. But something else that I realized was that I saw unforgiveness, or I saw forgiveness as being free. Free from what I think I need to be, free from what I need to even protect. And I'm realizing I need forgiveness. Like, I need to forgive people. Because when I don't forgive people, I'm truly bound. And forgiveness is, I think everybody keeps hearing this. Forgiveness is not just about, let me say that. Forgiveness is not just about, oh, you forgiving the person so that they can be healed and free. I need to forgive people, and I want forgiveness because it relieves a load off of me. My sister always told me this one phrase, and I continue to use it all the time. Just because you can walk around your prison doesn't mean you're free. And I have unforgiveness. I am bound to something. I am stuck in a certain place, and I will react to people in a certain way. So I think the message that's really on my heart is that pay attention to your triggers, because they will share some level of light, share some level of information that I believe we all have. Like, we have a lot of triggers. I have a lot of triggers. Ever since my dad died, I am froggy. I'm looking for conflict. I want to share my emotions. I want to share my pain in a real way. And sometimes, unfortunately, not in a violent way, but in not a nice way. But that is also sharing or giving you some information. You got some things you got to work on, because now I want to take out my information. I want to take out my pain. I want to take out my unresolved pain, my unresolved hurt, my unresolved issues out on everybody else. instead of dealing with it alone, I deal with it with all my relationships. So I'm just sharing with you. I just wanted to share that I'm still realizing I have so much work to do. I have so much work to do. Right now I'm not emotionally intelligent in certain areas of my life. I am not as mature that I thought I would be. I am 40 and I have a lot of unforgiveness. And the sad part is there's a place in me where I still believe. I still hold forgiving someone as a cop out. I'm gonna forgive them and they're not even really gonna change. And I'm gonna have to forgive them and they're gonna have to, you know, if I forgive them, hey everybody, if I forgive them, then they still may have the opportunity to hurt me or take advantage of me. I still got to deal with that belief system, and that's crazy. I still got to even deal with that belief system. So forgiveness is not a game, man. And even with my wife always says she has like what she likes to say. There's just like love languages. There is a way that you accept apology, and even that's a little frustrating because I don't know the level of how you like to accept my forgiveness. So, man, hey, what's up, everybody? Man, I'm just really in a real place of dealing with this beast called forgiveness. So I'm soliciting everyone's prayers. I'm also doing this because as a man, we don't talk about how we're dealing with your emotions. I also feel, and I'm gonna be very straight up, I'm gonna deal with my bias. I also feel like somewhat effeminate talking about my emotions. My dad never talked about his emotions with me. My dad, when I asked him, "Hey, Dad, how come you don't tell me you love me?" It was at the age of 17. He says, "Hey, you have a bed, you have food on the table, then that's it." And so it's very hard for him to show emotion, even though he was the most emotional person I know. I said, yes, someone just asked me, do I know Jesus? Yes, I definitely know Jesus. I love Jesus. Jesus is all I know. But if you have been following me, here's the issue that I realized that I had to kind of face. I'm a Christian. I grew up a Christian. I grew up very a strict Christian. But that didn't mean I really believed in what Jesus the way I should believe in Jesus. As well as I recently lost my father, which also put me in a place of not questioning God or questioning Jesus. Actually, I will say it was just questioning my belief in him because my dad was sick. My dad was um, unexpectedly sick, and I prayed to this God. I prayed to this miracle working Father, and he did not show up. He did not show up, and I had to reconcile with a God who would still be with me, even though he didn't give me what I wanted. So I definitely know Christ. I definitely believe in Jesus. But I think that's what I'm trying to be honest with. A lot of times I said I forgave people. A lot of times I say, man, I forgive you, man, I forgive you. And I realize I don't. I could say I forgive you, but forgiveness is not just a pretend thing. I'm realizing forgiveness is the way you see people and how you are triggered. And so this is how I'm discovering I could be a Christian, but I hold a lot of unforgiveness in people, in the people I know. So, and I'm realizing it's important for me to share this because this is also a part of my journey of dealing with my own grief with losing my father, because I have a tendency to deal with my grief and my pain by myself. I don't like to talk about it. And so for me, this is my way of also dealing with my grief, my pain, and processing it like now. I'm processing it live because I didn't. And I'm being in a place of just being truthful. Like I believe in God. I believe in forgiveness, but it's the hardest thing to do. Like people say that they love people. Man, I love. Man, we throw away that word all the time. I love, man. I love you. I love you. I love you. Man, people love differently, and I'm not always in agreement with how you love me. And it's never the same for each. Smile, man. I understand the struggle. No, okay. Losing him might be a gateway. I appreciate that, Gabrielle. What you just said was actually very true. I think, and this is why I say right now I'm in a new midlife. I'm in a new area right now in my life where I have to I question everything now. I'm in a definite I question everything, but I'm questioning everything in a manner where I'm solidifying what I believe and what I'm not, and I'm realizing the power of pain. Pain is necessary for growth. Nothing worthwhile comes easy. Whether I believe in God or not, life is unfair. Things will happen, and so you do need to know where you stand and what you believe in. So this actually made me believe in God all the more, because before I realized I believed in a transactional God, I believed in the God of the hoopla or just the hype. If I my wife called, but yeah, right now this has really solidified my place in Christ, because I'm realizing in every man's life, they go through pain, they go through suffering, they go through failure, and it shatters their self-image. They shatter what they actually believe was true. It shatters what you built your life on. So whether it was money, success, sex, religion, your accolades, it automatically, once those things do not satisfy or you're not able to attain them, then you question yourself. And that's what this moment, there's defining moments in everybody's life. This was a defining moment, and it made me question, should I believe in God? Like, who is this God? I actually said during the eulogy of my father, I actually said in the eulogy of my father, I hope, did I get back? Oh, man. Yeah, I actually said in the eulogy of my father that a friend of mine said to me, hey man, keep your head up, God is able. And I said to myself, well, if he was able, he would have saved my father. And I still believe that's true. And I believe that's true. But then I actually said in the eulogy that I realized something, that just because God has the ability to save my father doesn't mean his purposes are not greater than his ability. And so I'm definitely in a place of finding more contentment and joy. I am a person that does not believe in happiness, because the way we define happiness right now as a community is more so about feelings. Is more so how can I say, the way we experience happiness is right now is basically a moment. I want to be happy. I want to be happy, and it seems like we want happiness to be consistent. We want happiness to be, how can I say this? We want happiness. Happiness is an event, and that's really what it is. Happiness for me is an event. Oh, I'm going to Six Flags. Oh, I'm going on vacation. Those moments give me an experience of happiness, but happiness is really just a feeling. It's not a perpetual state of being. So I choose joy and I choose contentment, because whether things are good or bad, I can still have contentment. I can still have joy. So I'm not looking for my happiness. I'm looking for my joy. I'm looking for my contentment, and that's really where I am right now. I really appreciate all those who got on this live with me. I really just want to just share with everyone how I'm feeling, how I'm dealing with my brokenness as a man. And really, here's the real truth. Right now, I'm dealing with me feeling for the first time. I'm actually in tune with my feelings, and it's weird. I'm not used to feeling. I'm not used to having feelings at all. So, with that being said, I am a little bit unhinged. I am a little bit unscripted. But I think I want to process this as a community instead of pretending that I have everything together. I don't have everything together. I'm a grown man who's processing his emotions, and like it feels weird to feel. Just being real honest, it feels weird to feel. Usually I hide my emotions through just work, distractions, until I don't feel anymore, and I think, okay, I'm okay. But now I'm allowing myself to feel, and sometimes I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It is, Gabrielle. It is definitely a way to recover. That's why I'm doing this. This channel was actually meant for my family, but I'm using it as a platform. I'm using it as a platform just to really just share what I'm going through. So I think I talked enough, and I just really want to thank you, Gabrielle, for just being a listening ear during this time. Yes, my name is Gary Gracia. Gary Gracia. You can definitely pray for me. I would also say, if you could also pray for men who are learning to deal with their emotions and process their emotions. Right now, mental health is very big. Everyone's saying mental health. But a lot of men do not have a place or a space to talk. Even though you hear all these platforms, hey, you need to create a safe space. I have a lot of male friends who do not talk about their emotions. Even when I say, hey, what's happening with you? You can talk to me. They say they know they can speak to me, but they don't. So that's a really big area for me, because I was really trying to be there for men, and I actually became a life coach to help men. But it's very hard for men to really talk about their emotions and their feelings. They just don't. And so if you could, because I know some men that are about to lose their marriages, that they're just going through it, and they don't want to go to therapy. They don't want to do all this other stuff. So if you could pray for men, that'd be great. I appreciate everything that was said here. I'm just very thankful for everyone who's listening to my plea and to my vulnerability at this time. God bless you, God keep you, and may God smile upon you. Thank you, guys.